I'm Captain Meck, a Brit who is fascinated by America and its food. Today we're going a little bit French as I make the Monte Cristo sandwich. Ooh, and indeed, la la. I did just inhale some sugar. It plagues me and keeps me up at night, people. Oh, that's disgusting. The Monte Cristo sandwich, yet another recipe that is fairly well known and common in the States, but I had never heard of. Is it related to the novel The Count of Monte Cristo? Does it look like a mountain? Has it got cigars in it? Let's find out in Meck's research.
The Monte Cristo sandwich is a variation of the French sandwich, the croque monsieur. It is a sandwich filled with ham and cheese, sometimes turkey, and then dipped in either egg or a light batter, and then either deep fried or pan fried. It is usually served with a dusting of icing sugar on the top and a side of maple syrup or preserves. The sandwich may have gotten its name from the old mining town of Monte Cristo in Washington, which is now a ghost town. Or perhaps it was the Monte Cristo Hotel in Salida, Colorado. Claims differ, and there are many. Whatever its origins, the Monte Cristo sandwich was made more famous by being served in Disneyland, in the Blue Bayou Restaurant, a New Orleans-themed eatery. Many Americans have fond memories of trying the sandwich at the House of Mouse. And as far as I can tell, it has nothing to do with the famous novel, The Sandwich of Monte Cristo.
Now let's get the lowdown and the skinny. Pretty hip words from Captain Meck there. From my Meccaneers, who always have their fingers on the pulse. It's time for Ask the Audience. This week's Ask the Audience was actually a poll as to whether I should make the MC sandwich, trademarked now, or the whoopie pie. The MC sandwich won out with over 81%. And here is what I learned from my Meccaneers this week. Many people said try the savoury version first before moving to the sweet. Check. Most people said have it with raspberry jam. Some said strawberry. Some said maple syrup or honey. I actually have gone for the actual Disney recipe. They use blackberry jam. A quick aside, please consider subscribing to my channel. It is completely free and you will get notifications as to when I post my next video. If you want to support me even more, you can join the channel and become a super Meccaneer. Click the join button at the top of my channel for more details. So after all the info, I've decided to go for the Disney version. The Disneyland version uses 2 slices of bread, not 3, as some recipes do, and it is lightly battered and then fried. I can't wait to try this one. So it's time to get our Cristo on and get in the kitchen. How fun was that? You may be wondering why I use those ridiculously long toothpicks. Well, they weren't toothpicks, were they? They were like spears you go hunting with. It's all I had, weirdly, but they were very, very useful. I couldn't really show you because I needed both hands to do it, but went to flip them over after I fried that first underside. I just lifted it up, turned it on its side, and then with my other hand used a knife just to push the sandwich down to the other end of the stick, and then held that end and put it back down, and it made it all very easy. There was method to my madness. So I've got them here. You may have noticed, if you can see this, one triangle is missing. because Mrs. Meck got to me before I made it up to the loft. She tried the non-sweet version and said it was amazing. Then she was like, oh, I don't want to try the sweet version, that's weird. I said, just try it, go on. Everyone that tries it seems to go, it works. She tried it, she loved it. She was like, she said it brought to mind like a sort of cranberry jelly and turkey Christmas food type thing. So as I was leaving the room to come and film this, I said, so what scores would you give it? And she said 9 for the savoury, 9.5 for the sweet. Now bear in mind, when I told her about the Monte Cristo yesterday, she was all, oh, that's disgusting. Why would you put sweet stuff all over a savoury sandwich? So there you go. She's sold on it, so I'm definitely going to be sold. So you can see here, I've got the non-sweet version and the sweet version. So I'll go for the non-sweet first. I was always going to like this. This is basically a cheese and ham toastie with turkey and then battered and fried. So let's go for it. That is even better than I was expecting, actually. It's really light and fluffy. I was expecting it to be like crispy and crunchy, but it's like a pillow. It's gorgeous. Wow. One thing I did wonder was, I didn't think it would have an awful lot of flavour. I mean, ham and cheese toasties generally don't, depending on the type of ham, the type of cheese you use. It's got loads of flavour. The ham, it's very ordinary ham, but it's really packing a punch. I don't know whether the frying, the heating kind of brings out the flavour of the ham. No, that's good. This is the one I'm most excited about. Mrs. Meck's already taken a bite. Icing sugar all over it. And blackberry jam. I can't see how this is going to work because it's a ham and cheese toastie, but everyone says it will. Disneyland have been serving it for years, since 1967. I did just inhale some sugar. Why does that work? That's so clever. It changes the whole sandwich. It doesn't now taste like a cheese and ham sandwich with jam, because that doesn't sound too good. The whole thing is changed. I can't quite, I can't quite lock into it. That is pretty fantastic, I have to say. Now, someone in the comments did say they thought I would be disappointed by this, like the Elvis sandwich. I have to say, no, I'm not. It's kind of incredible. I don't know why that works, but it does. I mean, I suppose there is a tradition of sweetness with ham. Pineapple and gammon, you know, maple syrup, bacon. It's because it's the salty and the sweet. It's the two contrasting flavours meeting in the middle and making it all work. So there, I can understand that. I suppose perhaps it was the fruitiness of the jam that I was kind of grappling with a bit. Wow. I'm kind of blown away. Wow. Well done, Americans. The Monte Cristo sandwich. Who knew? All of you lot. It's time to score the Monte Cristo sandwich. Let's go through the criteria. Appeal, looks great, even with the dusting of icing sugar. Some people may be repelled by that and may think, hold on, what's going on? A savoury sandwich covered in sugar. But it makes it look kind of Christmassy and festive. And even without that, it is this beautiful fried sandwich. Appeal, top notch. Ease of making, mixed bag. You could just do the egg dip and lightly fry it in butter, which would be a bit easier. I went the whole hog this time to kick the effort in. So ease of making, it's your choice. Taste, do I need to say anything? Unbelievable, crazy, shouldn't work. It does. So, I need to think of a score for this. The top of the scoreboard is getting crowded now, but I'm scared to push into the top 90s because I keep holding out for something even better. Okay, I've thought long and hard about this. I'm going to give the Monte Cristo sandwich 90.5 Meck points. Now, if we take a look at the scoreboard, you will see why I've done that. I couldn't place it higher than the other four because they are all amazing. The Monte Cristo sandwich was also amazing, but it's a sandwich of two halves. There's a savoury version, there's a sweet version. The sweet version is amazing, but would I want it all the time? No. So would I just ask for the savoury Monte Cristo? But then would it be a Monte Cristo if I didn't have the jam? So there is a confusion as to what the end product is, and for that reason, I can't push it higher up. It has a slightly confused identity for me. It was still an astounding sandwich. Every week I'm looking at that scoreboard going, should I rescore things? Should I move things around? Have I made the right decision? It plagues me and keeps me up at night, people. Please keep an eye on my community tab to see what I will be making next week. I've also just joined Twitter/X, so if you want to say hello there, the links are all down in the description. Thank you for being with me and for an awesome sandwich. See you next week. Captain Meck, out.